The reserve page for the Samsung Galaxy S23 lineup of phones is live, and I'm going to sound like that Bernie Sanders meme. I am once again asking for your support to click the link in the description. It does directly help the channel, and you do sign up for that reserve of, you get a $50 Samsung credit. If you order both a Samsung Galaxy device and a Galaxy book, it's a $100 credit. There's no cost or obligation. No money's changing hands, but it does go to directly help the channel, so I appreciate it. Because you see this pushing here? It lights up, and I can't remember where the button is to make it light up, but it does, and that's expensive, so every little bit helps. The Samsung Galaxy S23, specifically the S23 Ultra discussion or decision, is going to be pretty easy this year. Are you happy with the battery life that you're currently getting with your Galaxy S22 Ultra? The answer to that question is yes, you're done. Keep using it, you're fine for another year at least. In fact, you're going to get better colors because the bluish green and the dark maroon or whatever they had last year is a heck of a lot better than that olive drab and sort of pink that they got rumored coming out for the S23 Ultra. We'll find out at the end of the month. But that seems to be the leaks and rumors that the colors are a little less interesting. So you get that advantage there. If you're somebody who's not happy with the battery life that you're getting on your S22 Ultra, well, your decision's easy as well, because you're probably going to get a monster trade-in offer for your S22 Ultra. Go ahead and trade it in. Get yourself an S23 Ultra, and you're set to go. And it reminds me of the decision we had late last year between the Flip 3 and the Flip 4. Was anybody upgrading to the Flip 4 for the performance? Was anybody really unhappy with their performance of the Flip 3? No, of course not. It was battery life. So with those different improvements that they had with the TSMC foundry and all the stuff they're doing with the chip that's well above my pay grade, whatever they did, the improvement on the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chip was significant. You had outsized battery life on the Fold 4 as opposed to the Fold 3, and you had almost double, now it's like 50%, improved battery life on the Flip 4 as opposed to the Flip 3. So I'm expecting with the Samsung, with rather the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, using the same processing and the same foundry, all the rest of it, for those performance enhancements and battery efficiencies to carry over to the S23 Ultra. That's what you're looking to get. Because the rest of the leaks were pretty lackluster. Between the colors and the fact that we might get a flatter display or a flat display on the S23 Ultra, that's it. And the display thing is preference. It's subjective. Well, there were a lot of people when I did that video going over that leak saying that the S23 Ultra might have a flat display. They're saying they're disappointed by that. They think it feels less premium if it doesn't have that curved waterfall display. That they've come to like it. That they like that it screams $1,200 phone. And that's fine. A lot of people are like that. In fact, that's why Samsung's been so hesitant to get rid of it in the first place. That's why it appeared in the first place. Because it gave those phones that premium look. And that's why people are holding on to it. I personally like the flat display. So if you're someone like that, perhaps that's why you upgrade. But when you're talking Gen 1, Gen 2, Snapdragon 8, we've said this a million times, you're not using that processing performance now as it is. There would be no reason for you to upgrade from one to the other. Especially if you want to say, well, that new Snapdragon can handle ray tracing and games if you're a console gamer who wants to get into mobile games and they can make it. Yeah, but you know what? That's going to take years for developers to wrap their head around that and start using ray tracing and come out with mobile games that are really going to tax the system and take full advantage of those lighting effects that the new Snapdragon's capable of. That's not going to happen right away. You know, you can play Asphalt 9 and there's only so many things you could do with the power that's there now. What I'm looking for is the battery efficiency. I'm somebody who sucked wind on my S22 Ultra in terms of battery life. So I'm waiting for those battery efficiencies and upgrades. And the one thing that Samsung does correct with price is the fact that they give you those trade-in offers. So you got to score early. That's why, use the link in the description, sign up, whatever you got to do. You have to be there at the beginning. Because if you're paying $1,200, it doesn't make sense. But if you're trading your S22 Ultra, trading your S21 Ultra, and getting that $900,000 off, these devices make a heck of a lot of sense to get the new one. You reset the upgrade cycle. You reset the update cycle, rather. You get that extra year of support that you'd be losing otherwise that you gave up throughout the year. There's a lot. You get the warranty renewed on the device. There's a lot of advantages to having a new device as long as there's not a lot of out-of-pocket expense, as long as it makes sense. And the only way for an upgrade from the S22 Ultra to the S23 Ultra to make sense is for it to be a dollar amount that makes sense, or because you need the battery life. That's it. That's it. So really simple decision. Let me know what your experience with the S22 Ultra's been. If you've been waiting in the bushes, if you've been hiding, if you're thinking you're going to upgrade from your S21 Ultra this year. If you have an S20 Ultra, well, God bless. If you made it all the way through with that, then it's definitely time for you to upgrade. Take advantage of a trade-in offer if you're a Note 20 Ultra user. Perhaps this is the first year that's going to tempt you to upgrade from that device, or a Note 10 user. We talked about that. We made the comparison last year in the video. In fact, you know what? I'll put that one at the end of this video. The S22 Ultra versus the Note 10 Pro. That might be something that might be the one that tempts you over. And maybe that flatter display helps. Let me know in the comment section below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.